Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303. Introducing one co-host with more nuggets than Chick-fil-A, Nick Morahan. Executive producer until we find someone better, Eric Washington. Nobody really knows what he does around here, Nevada Putnam. And now, the single greatest thing to happen to hosting in history, Jermaine Antonio Colon Mendez. On with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Podcast Room 303, episode 305. I'm your host, Jermaine Colon Mendez. This is my co-host. And as always, we have with us the executive producers, the EPE and Nutty Putty. In today's episode, we'll be getting into a blind five, courtesy of Nevada himself. And then we'll close out the MLB Divisional Breakdown Series with none other than the National League West, the home of the new evil empire. How you doing this evening, Eric?
Doing good, man. Excited for another episode. Not really excited to talk about the fucking Dodgers, but it is what it is. It'll be a good one.
Just wait till you hear their free agency read off back to back.
Ugh. Ridiculous, dude.
How are you doing this evening, Nevada?
Good. Good to be here with you guys. Get the mind away from work. Just one of those days. So, this might be the most painful MLB divisional breakdown we have to do. Me personally, just because it's the evil empire and some lowly peasant in the same division. So
the Rockies are praying for a realignment.
I'll just get into it. Dick Monfort, the owner of the Rockies, put out a release, I believe it was last week, pointing to the Dodgers and saying, because of the Dodgers, this is why we need a cap. It's not fair to the other teams.
Get fucked. You don't even spend money. Also, I do agree, but also, fuck that guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
If it came from anybody else, you'd be like, yeah, fair point.
Fair point. But this guy, get a load of this guy. You know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker.
The audacity.
That's so annoying. Oh. He built a retail space instead of building a good baseball team.
Sure did. He sure did. It's all fun and games here in the Mile High City for baseball. Yep.
You sound like the play-by-play. just
Honestly, I don't know how our play-by-play guy has done it. He's been there for
because they're paying him a fuck ton of money.
As long as I can think, at least 2007 when they went to the World Series, and I know he was there before that. Like, at some point, like, how do you do the play-by-play? You can't keep fans entertained because you're like, and there's that. They're up by 4. They're up by 5. Here comes the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th inning, and they lost by 3. Like, I don't know how he does it. Hats off to him, but wow.
You don't even have hope. That's the worst part. There isn't like some next guy. You know what I mean? There isn't like a guy that you can even get excited about. This team just All right, that's enough kicking Nevada while he's down. Let's go ahead and get into blind five.
Let's do it.
Pick a number, Eric.
1 through 5.
3.
Tree.
Is it 3 because that's where A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith rank in the wide receiver duos?
Maybe. Hey, being top 3 anything in the league is awesome. So,
bro, being top 5 is awesome.
And also, none of those other guys can say they have one of these. None of them. Not Puka, not Devonta or Tay Adams, not Chase, not Higgins, not Jettas, not none of them.
Cooper Kupp.
All right, Cooper Kupp, yeah. Respect to Cooper.
Not only that, he's a Super Bowl MVP, Cooper Cup.
Hey, baller.
Man, the Rams did him dirty.
Yeah.
But
Up in Seattle with the 12th man winning games now, dude.
I think he's from Washington as well, so it's like a
Homecoming.
And Devontae Adams is better than Cooper Cup. Like I hate to break it to people.
Especially where they're at in their careers at this point.
Yeah. Devontae Adams was fantastic last year.
Devontae Adams is like a next level Mike Evans, where Mike Evans is always getting 1,000 yards. Devontae's probably touching like 1,200. He's getting a little bit more, but just still amazing. Cup has fallen off. He has fallen off quickly. So
bold prediction: Cup wins the Triple Crown again. No, I'm just kidding. There's too many good wide receivers in the league, and also I don't trust Sam Darnold. So.
I was like, did you see what Jamar Chase had to do last year to win the Triple Crown? Like, yeah, Cooper Cup would have to be nuclear.
Yeah.
All right, so we picked 3, Nevada.
Yep.
Take it away.
First up is Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
I don't like that movie.
What?
Yeah, I don't like it. I like the soundtrack. Don't like the movie. I'll let you decide on this one.
It's no Chicago Fire, I guess.
Oh boy.
Number 4 is I'm good with 4. I like Scott Pilgrim, but like the way people stand for it cracks me up. I'm like, it's not that good. But it's to say it's not good is also you're wrong.
It's just I don't like it. It's not my cup of tea.
That's fair. Next up is Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, I love that movie.
That's 2 or 3. 2.
2?
Yeah.
All right, we're good. I'm good with 2. I love that movie.
What are these, like cult classic films? Films with a cult following?
Oops.
I was thinking soundtracks at first, but does Monty Python and the Holy Grail really? It's not really a soundtrack, kind of.
I don't think they really have any music aside from their musical numbers.
It's a banger. I might have to watch that again, dude.
All right. Next up is the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
5 for me.
All right, 5.
I've seen like the first 45 minutes of that movie. I turned it off.
Eric just doesn't like anything fun.
That's not true. I love sleeping. Sleeping is fun.
Sleeping is not fun.
I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding.
All right. Next up is Evil Dead.
Which one? Isn't there more than one? Or
there's a lot, but I think we're going with the OG one.
The OG one?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. Oh, we got 1 or 3 left, Eric. We should have bumped up those last 2.
I feel like if we put it at 1, we're gonna be upset. But also, he could hit us with a curveball.
Evil Dead.
And I have no idea what the category is right now.
Evil Dead is good.
Movies with music in them.
Nailed it.
Nah. My brain's not working right now.
Movies with main characters whose name is Scott. I'll do. That's just kidding. I don't know if that's true or not.
There's probably a Scott somewhere in Holy Grail.
Let's roll the dice, Eric. We'll put it at 3.
Okay.
Evil Dead. All right. And then number 1, you got Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Excellent movie.
Fantastic dice roll.
Yeah. Honestly, it's the reason why I experimented with things when I was younger.
What is the category? Trippy movies?
Yeah, movies you should do acid and watch.
Eric said it earlier.
Movies with music in them?
Cult classics.
Cult classics. Dude, where's the Big Lebowski and Train Spotting?
Yeah.
Train Spotting.
No, these are all decent movies too. I was gonna 28 Days Later, is that feel like that's a cult classic. Like people fucking cult over that movie, but with the new one coming out, it might actually be like mainstream.
Yeah, I don't know if that one's like Rocky Horror Picture Show. You get a very specific set of people that
Yeah,
live and die by that movie.
yeah.
They got the memorabilia in their house.
Yeah.
That's not me. I ain't that with Rocky Horror
Sit-
Picture Show. Like it's
yeah.
good. It's fun. It's a fun movie, but
Yeah, it's like Scott Pilgrim. Like there's people that will live and die and defend that movie to the death, and then other people is like, yeah, it's
You know what you should
It's a
include
fine
in
movie.
this? Dune. Trash ass movies, dude. These people that watch that and like that are fucking cults. They're in a
That-
cult, dude.
that's on my list for the most boring color scheme for movies. That's on there. I think I'll probably put like a Batman movie on there or something.
the one with Robert Pattinson. It's
Yeah.
dark.
It's just
for no reason though.
yeah, it's just all dark. Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. I think it came out okay. We were saved at the end there because that is the best movie on the list.
Fear and Loathing.
Mm-hmm. In my opinion,
I haven't finished that movie. I can't get through it.
Yeah, it's a
I-
shit, dude.
Yeah, I can't even get into it. I'm like 10, 15 minutes in. I'm like,
I've turned it
kinda
off
out of it.
several times.
So how do you, so Nevada? How do you feel about Requiem for a Dream? Because that's a movie that has a cult following. But if
Never seen
you're not in the cult, you haven't seen it. So let me tell you the premise. At the beginning of the movie, everybody's doing heroin, and they're like, "Oh, this is awesome." And at the end of the movie, they're all still doing heroin, but they're like, "This is horrible." Whole movie explained to you right there.
I haven't seen that movie either, but
You haven't seen it?
I heard it's very good.
It's
Yeah.
it's a tough watch, man. It's a tough
No.
watch because it's dark, it's depressing. At one point, Jennifer Connelly's like selling her booty hole for heroin on a stage at a strip. It's all bad, dude. It's a bad movie, but it's such a good movie to like. It's well written. Just watch it.
No, I yeah.
And it's like it's the reason why Jared Leto exists. I hate that he's famous for enacting. I know 30 Seconds to Mars is why he's really famous. But
Has
that
nothing to
movie
do with
made
him
him
being
an
talented.
actor, dude. It's crazy.
It has
What?
nothing to do with him being talented. Fuck that guy.
You think he's
Right?
talented?
You don't think Jared Leto's talented?
I think he's got an amazing voice, and he should stick to 30 Seconds to Mars. He makes decent movies.
I'm trying to think of his best one.
Dallas Buyers Club.
It's got to be exhausting hating as much as you do, bro.
Not even a little bit, dude. It comes naturally. It just
Oh.
seeps through my pores, dude.
No wonder he ain't got
Hate,
no
hate,
more
hate.
hair. He ain't got no more hair because he's hating on everything.
His best performance has to be Dallas Buyers Club. He won an Oscar for it.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
It sure as hell ain't Suicide Squad.
It's Morbius, guys. What are we talking about?
No. He did a movie about some rich guy. Like he starts a company. I think it's like Uber or one of those. And he's like he's like Eastern European guy, and he killed the accent. He does it well, and like the guy in real life is really stiff, and like I can't remember the name of the movie, but he killed that movie too. I'll find it and send it to you guys. He did a really good job in that.
It sounds.
I just hate
familiar.
on Jared Leto to hate on Jared Leto. He's a talented actor. He's a little bit pervy, but he's a talented actor.
House of Gucci?
No, I never actually saw that.
Me either.
Isn't that Adam Driver?
It says Jared. I looked up Jared Leto movies and it has it there.
Oh, I can just look it up.
I'm looking
Oh,
at
was
it right now. Dude.
it wasn't Lord of War, but it was something like that.
Oh, he's in Tron.
Outsider. No, not the Outsider.
Neutron.
I heard the Outsider was good though.
Wasn't Jared Leto like some sort of not mercenary, but black market firearm dealer or something?
In
Was
what?
it Lord of War?
Yeah, Lord of War. He's in.
He's the little brother. Yeah, he's Nicolas Cage's little brother. Yeah. Sorry. So the movie's called We Crashed, and it's the greed-filled rise and inevitable fall of WeWork, one of the world's most valuable startups, and the narcissists whose chaotic
movie.
love made it all possible. And it's Anne Hathaway and him.
That's not a movie.
It's a TV show.
It's a TV show. Yeah,
Miniseries?
so that's why we were named.
But you know how I binge shows; it just all ran congruently until it was over. So it felt like a movie. But
he binges shows by just having them on. And then he
Yeah.
claims that he watched him. And I'm like,
Dude, Lord of War, that's a good movie, dude.
then I'm like, hey, Eric, you remember this? He's just like,
Nah.
no, that didn't happen.
Not even a little bit, dude.
Because he's not watching them. They're just on background noise.
Yeah,
My brain
Lord
takes
of
it in.
War, great movie.
It is.
He's playing Skeletor in Masters of the Universe.
I did
Oh,
not
is
know
he?
that, but I know he's playing the villain, or either the villain or the hero in the new Tron.
Yeah, he's in the Neutron. It
Yeah.
says so. It's
Gotta be
named.
villain.
I don't actually know. I don't know a ton of details, but
He plays a good villain, dude.
I'll tell you, he plays a good everything. You're just a hater, Eric. Tron Ares is the name of the movie.
Ares.
Yeah.
And he plays Ares. So
That sounds like a villain to me.
That's all the information I got, boys.
Yeah. I'll put my money on villain.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he usually plays villains. So
I know you said you don't know any details, but do you have the page pulled up still?
Well, I could click on it. I haven't. I never.
Is Daft Punk doing the soundtrack?
How do you not have them do it?
I don't know how to answer that.
I don't know, dude. They crushed the first one, so I'm hoping they're there for the second one. So
that's my point. It fits them seamlessly,
dude.
So it's directed by Joachim Roning, written by Jesse Wigatow, Jack Thorne, Steven Lesberger, Gillian Anderson's in it, and Sarah Desjardins.
That's all the info we have so far.
No. There's Jeff Bridges is in it.
Of course,
Evan Peters is in it.
Tight.
Okay.
Jodie Turner-Smith. That is a crazy photo for her profile, so it's not ringing a bell for me. But she's the 6th build. You have Cameron Monaghan, redheaded dude from Shameless.
Yeah, Star Wars game, right?
Star Wars game. Yeah. And then Greta Lee.
Don't know who that is. Thunberg?
No, I know. Dude, I feel like I've seen something with her in it. But let me see if I can.
All I know is it better be Daft Punk or it's going to be sad. I'll still watch it, but it'll be sad.
She's in the morning show. Is that an Apple TV show?
Yeah, with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. She does a lot of voices. I don't really know if I've seen anything with her now that I think about it.
Should be good. Comes out this year, right?
Yeah, it's
2025. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's late in the year if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it's a Q4 drop.
Yeah.
Man, that came out so long ago, dude. I think we were still in high school when that one came out.
Yeah,
it wasn't 2010-ish or something.
Damn, that's crazy.
I think it was before that, Nevada,
Really?
because I was still working at the movie. Well, I was still working at the movie theater in 2010, actually. So let's see, Tron Legacy.
Dude, time needs to stop.
2010, yeah.
All right.
Stop.
Wow.
Eric's going through a crisis over there. My man's is literally saying, "Time needs to stop." Whispering to himself, he's having a panic.
It just goes so, dude. My nieces are 15, bro. They're starting high school, or they started high school.
Yeah, I was like, they've done a year. It sounds like.
I haven't even had a chance to murder a kid yet, protecting them. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, dude, you know this is recorded, right?
They all the way in Texas, bro. We good.
We know who prime suspect number 1 is.
Uncle E.
Eric, like they said in the Steve Miller Band on Fly Like an Eagle, time keeps on slipping into the future.
Dude, just slipping away, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm not out here giving shoes to kids or anything, dude.
Steve Miller Band reference. Love it, dude. That is such a banger song.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they have two insanely, like that one, Fly Like an Eagle, and then there's another one on that album that's super popular. And then outside of that, like, nobody really listens to Steve Miller Band, but they're pretty solid.
What?
The hell, Joker?
Joker. No. I can just Google it.
Yeah, it's going to bug me now because it's stuck in my head.
Eric. Just a declaration. I can Google it.
The Joker.
Yeah. Yeah. Great album.
Man. Hearing the Joker, I just started thinking about Heath Ledger.
Oh, I'm already sad, dude.
I was just because in my head I was like, you know what would be tight?
If Keith Ledger didn't die.
If they did of course. If they did a 3 Jokers movie with Joaquin Phoenix, Heath Ledger, and Jared Leto all playing their different versions of Joker.
Like
Now, who plays the Batman that shows up? You only get one Batman.
I wouldn't have a Batman in it.
Come on, man. It's just for the sake of the game. Out of all the Batmans, what Batman are you picking?
What Batman am I picking?
Yeah, Clooney.
I don't think you have one. He's just like a figure out in the distance.
Yeah.
But you're in their criminal underworld and how they. Yeah.
No, we're not going nipple Batman, Eric.
What's wrong with nipple Batman?
Dude, don't get me wrong. I love that movie, but we ain't going nipple Batman if we're picking just one, dude. So Michael Keaton is my favorite, but he's a little old, so I don't know if I'd rock Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
I think the best answer is Christian Bale.
I'm going Ben Affleck.
Dude, Ben Affleck got a lot of heat, but I would have loved to see more.
He actually
as
fits
Batman.
like if you took, I mean, minus the billionaire part, I'm sure he's almost there, but like he is Batman, dude. You know, smart, playboy, successful, rich. He is Batman, dude.
Stressed out by Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, dude, is that still a thing?
Bro, I think they got divorced again. Hey, Jack Nicholson's dead, right?
No.
He's still. I
But
just saw him at a Laker game the other day.
Oh, he's back to going to the games.
No, it was like one off game. Let me see if the picture looked real bad of him.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because I know he had health issues to stop going to the games.
Bruce Willis is cooked.
Bruce Willis is cooked?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got dementia. He can't he doesn't leave his house.
Yeah, that started a couple years ago.
Yeah, he Nicholson turned 87 and he went to he celebrated at a game. But that was in 2024, so that must have been an old tweet. But yeah, he celebrated at a Laker game in 2024 for his 87th birthday.
Hi.
Mm.
Man,
Yeah.
it sucks. Both those Bruce Willis is what, 67s?
Yeah, he's in his 60s, I'd say. I'm pretty sure he's not 70.
89. No, I'm just kidding. He's 69.
Jeez, I was gonna say, dude,
I was like, he's
remarkable.
older than Jack Nicholson. I was like, well done, sir. Jeez.
69, you said, Eric?
What?
69, you said?
Yeah, 69.
All right, well, just under 70. All right. Damn.
And his wife is 46.
Hell yeah.
And the only reason I know that is because the first article when I typed Bruce Willis was an article saying how hard it is for his younger wife to be his caregiver because he's dying and she's nowhere near death yet.
But you know what you signed up for.
I mean, yeah,
They've been together for a long time though. He wasn't 6. I think it's been like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like if you're dating someone older, you know what you're signing up for.
Yeah,
especially
You know what I mean?
that older. Like,
Yeah.
it's like Bill Belichick's girl, she ain't, she knows what she's getting into.
It's like, who did I see the other day? I believe it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers lead singer, Kiedis. He's 62 and his girlfriend's 19.
Oh boy.
Man, that sounds terrible. Have
Really?
you talked to a 19-year-old?
I don't think he keeps her around for the talking, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
but they
just to
don't
be honest.
they don't shut up though.
Isn't that just crazy though?
like-
62 and 19.
It is very crazy.
That's like an
I-
NBA record.
I saw a tweet of it's like Bill Belichick. He's like 74, right? Something like that.
Oh yeah, his
Right.
girlfriend's super young.
It's like being 74 and having a girl that still wears her jacket like this is crazy. And she was like wearing it at her elbows.
Mm-hmm.
You know how girls do that? Like,
Yeah.
they have a jacket because it's cold, but they have to show off like the shoulders and the
Yeah.
back or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
wear the goddamn jacket.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about this, there's a person at work, and I just have to ask you guys if you know why they do this. So whenever they are like excited or like trying to prove a point, they do this motion. Like they'll be talking and they'll be like, yeah. And like I went to Google it and I didn't get an answer, but I did see like the younger generation does this is like, do you know what it is?
Is that American Sign Language?
No, I'm still confused, and I want to ask whatever pronoun this person goes by. I want to ask them why they do that. Like, are you clapping? Are you playing the world's smallest violin? Is that your what is this?
Is it that money sign? Like
So the reason I thought
yeah.
about it is because earlier I did the money sign in the video, and I was like, oh, that reminds me of that person at work that does this, and I still don't know why. Like
Why don't you
looks
just
like
ask the person, Eric?
I don't really like talking to them.
Okay, then don't get an answer.
I'm sure Jason will know. I'll call Jason and ask him later.
Jason is Captain TikTok.
Yeah, so he'll know what it is.
Yeah. Fascinating.
NCAA tournament. Since we're not really going to do an episode on it this week, what are you guys' predictions?
I've done 4 brackets, and then one I have my main bracket. I have Duke winning it all. My main bracket.
Way to go out on a limb.
Yeah.
But I also, in all my other brackets, I have one Michigan winning it, one I have Alabama winning it, and then the other one I have I just got Texas going all the way.
You gotta fill one of those out.
Just in case.
You gotta fill one of those out.
I want to be like, I called it.
Nevada,
yeah, I haven't filled one out yet. That's probably tomorrow's task. Now that they're doing the playing games right now, and granted, they're not going to do anything, but I don't know. I got some bets where I filled out brackets, and I think I got Florida going quite a ways.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember all who. There's some lower seeds that are intriguing, like Liberty, high scoring team. Obviously a mid-conference team, but I mean those are the teams that get you in the tourney. I feels like inevitably you always end up within Elite 8 or the Final 4. You're like, I got too many 1s and 2s or 3s here in this bracket. Someone's going to screw me up big time, and I just don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
But it sounds like Cooper Flagg's going to be playing on Friday.
They announced him for Friday?
They're expecting him to play Friday. I just saw that on ESPN.
It's just a sprained ankle. Everyone's like freaking out. I'm like, dude, relax, guys. I was like, you know how many people play on sprained ankles?
And like even if he does play, oh, that was dirty. Even if he does play, and if he's a little bit limited and he plays, I don't know, 10 minutes, it's still Duke. They're going to be just fine.
That's what I'm saying. UNC couldn't even beat Duke without Cooper Flagg. Like Duke is talented.
Yeah.
They're going to be all right.
They beat Louisville, who's a pretty good team in the ACC.
With Coach K being the shadow puppet master in the background.
Behind the scenes, yep.
He's got to have control, dude. No, I think it's going to be a fun tournament, to be honest. I hope Houston gets it done, if I'm being honest.
It would be nice to see them finally, especially because that Quentin Grimes kid that went to Houston, dude, best player in the NBA, dude. Honestly, at this point.
Shut up. You didn't even know who he was.
But Nevada, to your point, I actually have Liberty going to the Sweet 16. Unfortunately, they meet Duke. But on that side of the bracket in the East, I have VCU and Liberty, an 11 and a 12 seed advancing. And then in the Midwest bracket at the bottom, I went pretty chalk on that one, except for the highest seed I have winning is McNeese, but they get bounced in the Sweet 16 by Houston. And then on the other side, I have Kansas as a 7 seed in the Elite 8, losing to Florida. And I have Michigan in the South making it to the Final 4, but losing to Florida, and then Florida Duke.
I just don't know what to do with Kansas,
dude. So I was
so bad.
To me, like they just, this is the time of year where Bill Self will coach them, not to win a title. I think he's only won 1 or 2. How many has he won? We can look that up later. But he'll get them at least to the Sweet 16, just on Bill Self power alone.
Bill Self power.
Yeah.
All right.
But Kentucky and Michigan, lower seeds than they typically are. Don't sleep on those teams. Those are badass teams going into this tournament that are kind of hot right now.
Which ones?
Kentucky and Michigan.
He's made 4 Final Fours and 1-2.
Made 4 and 1-2. Okay, cool. See the power of Bill Self, dude.
Homie signed a lifetime contract. He's only 62. He's talking about being a made man. I would love to see his house in Kansas because I bet you he has a stupid amount of land.
Oh, it's stupid. It's gotta be.
He probably paid like $2.5 million for it, and it's like in California, it'd be a $37 million home.
He's got like an underwater grotto, a helipad.
Honestly, the way I think he just has like a, you know how people have sweatshops, but he has like one where they're just producing young basketball players down there.
A lab?
All right.
A lab, yeah, there we go.
If I was Bill Self in Kansas, I would have a luxurious multi-million-dollar bomb shelter. Or tornado shelter, if you want.
Tornado shelter for sure. Yeah, I'd have a full-size basketball gym underground, so I could still get work in. You know what I mean?
I'd build one of those things that's like that. You know how Wakanda, like you can't see it. I'd have them build something like that for me. It just looks like a vast land, but it's really just a bubble protecting my area. Man. Wouldn't that be sick though?
Yes, Eric. Yes, Eric.
You're taking your Uber to your invisible house, and you're like, oh, no, I swear it's over here somewhere.
You're stumbling home drunk. Fuck it. I hate when this happens.
Like just touching shit. Like it opens up somewhere here.
You got like
I promise.
Yeah, you got like a key fob where it like brings the shield down so you can find it. So you're just like rubbing around a cornfield, just like click click. Damn it! Should be around here.
Someone's just driving. Boom! Just runs into the force field. Dead. And just out here killing people.
There's a sign. It'll be like not responsible. No, you can't have a sign because it defeats the purpose of the bubble.
All right, so we're 32 minutes in Nevada. How long do you think it takes Eric to recognize?
Oh. Probably pretty long.
Yeah, he got it.
I was ready, dude. I was waiting for my cue, dude. See, the producers listen for cues, and then we make moves, dude. I'm just kidding. I don't know. All right, let's just get into it before I rile myself up. All right. So we're going into the last division in baseball, the worst division in baseball, absolute dog shit division. We have the National League West. Last year, the Dodgers won the World Series. They also won their division. The San Diego Padres finished second. The Diamondbacks finished third. The Giants finished fourth. And the Rockies finished fifth. Not a surprise. The Los Angeles Dodgers are favored to win this division again. So we'll start with them. Plus 300 to win the World Series. I think those are the best odds. Minus 450 to win the NL West. Minus 2,500 to make the playoffs. And they have the highest win total line set at 103.5.
I feel like it's low for them, but
it's me too. I was thinking the same thing.
All right, free agents for the Dodgers. They still have not signed Brent Honeywell, Joe Kelly, or Zach Logue, all pitchers, and they probably won't because they signed Blake Snell, Roki Sasaki, Tanner Scott, Clayton Kershaw, Kirby Yates, Blake Trinan, Giovanni Gallegos, utility men Kiki Hernandez, Yesong Kim, and outfielders. They re-signed Teoscar Hernandez and brought in Michael Conforto. And let's see, is there anybody else I'm missing on that all-star list? No. All right, notable subtractions. They let Walker Buehler walk. They did not bring back Jack Flaherty, and they let Gavin Lux get traded to the Reds.
That's it.
Bro,
that's who they brought in. That's not their roster. That's who they brought in.
No, I got the roster right here, Eric.
I don't even want to hear you discuss.
This is their rotation. Blake Snell, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, Roki Sasaki, Dustin May, Shohei Ohtani, Clayton Kershaw. I mean, I could name the other guys, but I'm not going to. It's just more studs.
This is going to cause the MLB to consider a luxury.
They already have a
salary cap.
luxury.
Sorry, salary
Yeah.
cap.
I
It's going
think
to make them consider a salary cap.
I hope it does.
Yeah, because fuck this, dude. Can't defer billions of dollars.
This is their bullpen. Tanner Scott, Blake Trainin, Kirby Yates, Alex Viesia, Ben Kasparis, Justin Robleski, Luis Garcia, Michael Kopech, and Brusdar Graterol. It's not how you say it, but that's how I said it. Their starting lineup is Will Smith at catcher, Freddie Freeman at first base, Tommy Edman at second base, Max Muncy at third base, Mookie Betts at shortstop, Michael Conforto at left field. Yeah, forgot they got him. Andy Page is in center, and Teo Oscar at right.
That's crazy that they got Mookie playing short.
And then
I know we've talked about this multiple times, but the man won an AL MVP at right field. And now he's won an NL MVP at motherfucking shortstop. Crazy, dude.
Jermaine, I think you left off one player on their roster, some guy named Shohei.
I said it for the pitchers. You guys jumped in before I got to the designated hitter.
Good Lord, man. Hey, pick lock of the century. He has less than 50 steals this year.
Well, okay.
Way to go out on a limb, dog.
What's more of a being out on a limb? Duke wins it all, or Shohei gets less than 50?
Because he got 50 last year, right? That was the thing, the 50-50?
Yeah, he had 50-something.
Yeah, 51, 52, somewhere in
But
there.
they won't be letting him do all that nonsense with the pitching back.
Yeah, I've been saying that all last year. I think I'm going over. Did you not just hear that roster?
No, yeah, I figured you guys would. I should have just put it in over. Yes, and division winner.
Put a check next to World Series winner, dog. Like, what do you want? Like,
it's crazy. For those of you who are listening to this later, today, March 18th at 4 a.m, baseball did officially start, and the Dodgers rolled out Yamamoto against the Cubbies. Why am I blanking his name right now? The other
Shota.
Yeah. And Yamamoto, I think it was off the top of my dome, 5 innings. It was 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 4 strikeouts. I mean,
he gave 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 Ks, 72 pitches, 48 strikes.
Their starting pitching is so good that realistically you could have Shohei be your 5th starter.
Dude, no, their starting pitching is so good that Shohei and Clayton Kershaw don't even have to be in the top 5 rotation.
Right. They could both be the 5th pitchers and just rotate. Hey, this is my 5th day. Okay, now it's my 5th day.
No,
they would pitch. Both of them would pitch 2 or 3 times a month max. And they would never get tired.
Because look at this. This could be your 5-man rotation without Shohei and Clayton Kershaw.
Okay.
Blake Snell, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, Roki Sasaki, and Dustin May.
Oh, that's right, Dustin May.
That's what I'm saying. They have a 7-man rotation.
Who outside of Kershaw on some teams would still be the ace, but outside of Kershaw and maybe Dustin May, they're all aces. They would all start number 1 pitcher for 30 or 29 other teams.
This is the craziest rotation I've ever seen.
If they don't hit over on 103, that's a failure.
They might set the record for least amount of runs given up.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
I told you baseball won't be fun this year because it's
And I'm curious what's going to happen, or if the ownership group is shitting their pants now that ESPN is not renewing their TV deal, because they have, I don't know the exact number, but it's like 1.2 billion in deferred money. Are they okay with, at this point, there's no TV money coming in after, was it 26 or 27? ESPN said we're done with baseball.
they did, and that's not good. When ESPN, because they're such a dominant part of the market here in the U.S. Yeah. When ESPN decides to not hold your games anymore, I mean, that's the NHL. And NHL kind of took a little pause there for a little bit, and they're blowing back up again because they signed right back with ESPN. But MLB created a problem to where there's a massive competitive imbalance right now. And
it's so crazy. Like when I look at the landscape of baseball, it's the Dodgers on one side of the scale, and they are, on the scales of justice, they are dipping that side so far down, and you can put all other 29 teams in the other side, and it doesn't go to 50-50. That's how heavily weighted the Dodgers are.
Bro, they have 3 MVPs.
I'm honestly surprised they're not in the minus for World Series favorites. Like, how do you have them at plus money? Even though it's 300, I get it. It's small.
Plus 300? 3X on my money? Give me that, dude. That's you said small. I get it. This feels like such a lock of the century. And the best part is they might blow it because Dave Roberts is still the manager.
He just signed a contract extension too.
Dude, and everyone's gonna think Dave Roberts is in the future. Everyone's gonna think Dave Roberts is a good manager. Bro, I don't know anything about managing. I could get this team to win the World Series.
Don't pull your best pitcher in the 5th inning when it's close, and I think you'll win a World Series.
Dude, he doesn't have to worry about pulling his best pitcher because what's he gonna do? Oh, I gotta throw in Sasaki, or I gotta throw in Dustin May. Like it's not a bad deal. I mean, I get what you're saying, Eric, but
was it Snell or Glasnow that was pulled against the Dodgers that gave the Dodgers Snell bastards? Now he's on them, traitors, bastards.
Snell and Glasnow are both on the Dodgers.
Unreal. All right, so Nevada over, yes, first division winner.
Look at him. He's dead inside.
I just want to get off the Dodgers, dude. That's why I don't want to talk about these fools anymore.
I wish I was a Dodgers fan, man, because I would be laughing daily.
Jay Billis became one of my hated commentators. I wasn't a big Billis fan, but he became one of my biggest hated commentators, not only because he's a Duke boy, but when he was doing his presser today, on his shelf, prominently displayed, Dodgers cap. You're going to be a Duke boy and a Dodgers boy? No.
He's probably a Laker fan and a Cowboy fan, too.
I hope the San Andreas fault snaps and it goes right down the center of their diamond. Yep.
You know he's from LA, though, right?
I don't care.
Okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Hate whoever you want. I'm just letting you know.
All right, we've exhausted enough energy on the Dodgers.
Hold on, we gotta get Nevada to say it.
Oh yeah.
So what is it?
It's already in the doc. I'm just waiting for him to say it at this point.
No, fuck him. That's what I'm gonna say.
Hey, the way he hates them, I hate the Cowboys. So I respect it, brother. I respect it.
Yeah, but the Cowboys is not this. Dog.
Yeah, they're not that. They're not that. Jerry thinks he's that, but he's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Cowboys talk like this, but they ain't close to this.
I don't know. They haven't been relevant since '96.
They added Michael Conforto. He was an opening day starting left fielder for the San Francisco Giants last year.
He was batting 7th today. 7th.
They might win 150 games.
Kiki Hernandez was 8 or 9, and then Teoscar, I think, was the other one. Those were your bottom 3.
Just hitters.
Stupid.
They're gonna average like 8 runs a game.
No, dude, with that pitching staff, with the defense, like they may legit set like the record for fewest runs allowed in a season.
What? Let me pull it up. Let me see.
I wonder if we can take the field in a bet right now against the Dodgers for the World Series. What that would be. It's got to be plus money for us.
Every team is plus money right now, Eric.
Yeah, but the field? 1 against 29?
I don't know if the field gets plus money.
Okay.
Should. Look at this
Let me throw this out here.
And Nevada's about to say something crazy.
The largest run differential in MLB history, like we're going back to the Civil War era, was plus 458, set by the St. Louis Maroons in 1884. They scored 887 runs and only allowed 429. Do the Dodgers break that? 458.
458? Yeah, dude, give me that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
So,
easy. I think they set 500.
real quick, I said 887 by
Especially when they add Mike
162.
Trout.
So all they have to do to break that differential is score 5 runs a game. And then what I say it was 429?
458.
Well, 429 for runs they gave up. So if they score 5 runs a game and let up 2.5 runs a game, they will tie the record. 5-2 ball games. That's it. Over the entire season.
Yeah, they should get that.
They got 4-1 today.
All right.
It's stupid.
All right.
Next team.
Enough Dodger talk. All right. So last year's third place finish was the Arizona D-Bags. They're predicted to finish second this year, plus 2,500 for the World Series, plus 550 to win the NL West, minus 125 to make the playoffs. And their line is 86.5.
No outstanding free agents for the D-Bags. Notable acquisitions, most notably, pitcher Corbin Burns. They also got pitcher Kendall Graveman. And then they got Josh Naylor at first and outfielder Randall Grichuk. Subtractions, they lost first baseman Christian Walker over to the Astros, Jock Peterson, Kevin Newman, first baseman Josh Bell, and pitchers Paul Sewald and Slade Ciccone.
This is a good team, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck this division, man. I'm so upset.
Before we move ahead, just let you guys know, you each have 5 already because I'm including the Dodgers. So you each have one more team from this division to make the playoffs.
Okay.
Unless you want to switch another team from a previous division, just let me know.
Easy.
Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna end up taking the Padres.
Okay. Tight.
I got the under 86.5 for the Diamondbacks. And I'll take them no to make the playoffs. And they'll finish third.
I will disagree with Jermaine on this one. I think Arizona's primed. If the Dodgers weren't such a dickhead of a franchise, I think they would be competing against the Dodgers for the division. They already have Cy Young contender Zach Gallen on their rotation, bring in Corbin Burns. I think they got a really solid rotation. They got Merrill Kelly as well, solid pitcher, and Brandon
Put that.
Fat. I know it's such a funny name to look at. But they got some solid depth on pitching. I think they're going to be good there.
They have a really good rotation.
Yeah, I think as far as their hitters and defense, Josh Naylor has shown he can do it. Marte's been doing it for years. Obviously, got Corbin Carroll, who's maybe had a little bit of a dip last year from his rookie year. But I like them. I think they got a lot of depth pieces, which will bode well for them. I like the D-bags. I don't have anything super glaring to hold against them, and they might also get Jordan Montgomery back, who was really good a couple years ago. And then obviously not obviously, but they have a young prospect in Jordan Lawler. May have kind of heard that name a few years ago. If he can show up and find a spot in that rotation, I think that'll be just as beneficial as well. So I got them over 86.5, and yes for the playoffs.
Tight. All right. So moving into last year's second place team, the San Diego Padres. They're projected to finish third, plus 2,800 for the World Series, plus 1,000 for the NL West, plus 110 to make the playoffs. Their line is 85.5.
Los Padres. For the Padres, that was Rockies. I was going to say there's no way that's their free agent list. Notable free agents, they still have David Peralta hanging out there. But as far as acquisitions, Nick Pivetta, pitcher, as well as Kyle Hart as a pitcher. And then most of the infielders, Elias Diaz at catcher, Connor Joe at first base. Jason Hayward apparently is still around. Jose Iglesias and Yuli Gurriel. God, there's a lot of Rockies on there. That's not good. Some subtractions. Pitcher Tanner Scott, who went up north. Martin Perez went to the White Sox. Sorry. Jurickson Profar in the outfield. Hae-Sung Kim at short. Kyle Higashoka, catcher, and infielder Donovan Solano.
Yeah, they've made a lot of interesting moves.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of talent, but the Padres do have a pretty good farm system with guys that they're looking to call up. So I just remembered that Joe Musgrove had Tommy John, though. So I'm going to switch the Diamondbacks to second and switch them to over. And then I'll take the Padres under 85.5 and no to make the playoffs. So their rotation's still very good. Dylan Cease, Michael King, Yu Darvish, adding Nick Pivetta to come in at your 5-hole is pretty nice, especially and if they can get Matt Waldron to play the way he played last year. But that Joe Musgrove injury is kind of a big deal. Losing the production that Jurickson Profar provided from the outfield is kind of a bummer, especially when they also let go of Ha-Seong Kim, which not only hurts their fielding, but hurts the overall firepower of the offense. We'll see if they can call up. So they have a catcher named Salas. If they call him up, we'll see if he can add pop to that lineup. But I'm not sure if he's going to even get called up this year. I believe he's not even 21 yet. Jackson Merrill was a very exciting rookie last year that if Paul Skeens didn't exist, we'd be talking about a lot more. And it's really going to hinge on the backs of Machado and Tatis, and those aren't two guys I typically want to count on. They both feel unreliable more often than not. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and take the under here and no to make the playoffs, and I'm going to switch my pick to the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I may actually have the Padres finish fourth and the Giants take third. I'll make that ultimate decision once I hear the free agency for the Giants. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, it also sucks losing Yu Darvish. I'm not sure how much longer he'll be out. They got a decent lineup set, though, as far as offense is concerned. You got Luis Arias from Tampa, Jake Cronenworth, who's still kicking around, Machado, Bogarts, Tatis, Jason Hayward, Jackson Merrill, Gavin Sheets. So I think they got players who can smack the ball around the yard. I just don't know if their pitching is going to be quite up to snuff. And depending on what their philosophy is at the deadline, do you move on from Dylan Cease as your top ace to try to get some more depth in there? Because like Jermaine said, they got a pretty good farm system. So I don't think they're going to move away from that and say, all right, let's start destroying the farm or pillaging the farm. They want to keep that stocked as much as possible. And Dylan Cease would probably be the best commodity that they have on the roster at this point that they'd be willing to move on from. So 85.5. Man, between them and the Giants. No for the playoffs, obviously. Let me look at the Giants real quick. All right. Yeah, I'll put Padres ahead of Giants. Oh, I guess I need an over-under. I'll go over.
He says convincingly.
Like an 86, 87 win team. I don't think they hit 90.
It's a bummer. It's a talented team, but this is going to be the last year that this iteration.
Yeah.
So Dylan Cease and Luis Arias, who they traded for, both of them last year, from the Marlins and the White Sox. Yeah, they're shopping both those guys. So they were they're not even going to be a 2-year rental. So they're probably going to ship both those guys out. And both those guys will, I mean, if you're adding them to any sort of playoff team, that's crazy.
Yeah, if the Yankees go after someone like Cease, where they need to fill in for Garrett Cole, seems like a prime opportunity.
Yeah. The Cubs have been linked to Cease, but the Cubs are linked to everyone, and then we don't want to pay anyone. So, so I won't get my hopes up. But man, if we could add Dylan Cease, that would alleviate some of my concerns with that team. But
Yeah.
I picked against them for a reason. Yeah, the Padres will be fun this year. I don't see them falling below 500, but 85.5 is a phenomenal line.
All right, so moving into last year's fourth place team, the San Francisco Giants, projected to finish fourth again this year, plus 8,000 for the World Series, plus 1,800 to win the NL West, plus 205 to make the playoffs, and their line is 80.5.
Giants, no notable free agents outstanding. 2 notable acquisitions. They got shortstop Willie Adames and 68-year-old Justin Verlander. They did lose Blake Snell to the other team in California, as well as Michael Conforto went to this other team in California. They also lost pitcher Taylor Rogers and outfielder Mark Canha.
This is a sneaky good team, man.
Yep.
They have a pretty good roster, so which is one of the reasons why I'm debating if they have enough to make a push to overtake the Padres. I just have this bad feeling that the Padres are going to sell, and obviously, selling is going to hurt the win totals and division finishes. But to to add Verlander to this rotation with Webb and Ray and Hicks, and Harrison. It's another. Geez, man, this division has some. This division has some pretty good pitching staffs.
Like every good pitcher's in this division, dude. Fucking bananas.
Yeah. So, adding Adamas, we'll see, man.
Yeah.
Jury's still out on him, and I'm not sure how he's going to perform in this park. I am happy that he's not with the Brewers anymore. So, that's fun.
Right.
I'll let that be Nevada's problem now. So him and Matt Chapman will probably, fill the heart of that order for the team, and hopefully they can get production from the rest of their others. 80.5 feels too low, so I'll take the over there, and I'm gonna go no to make the playoffs, obviously. Yeah, I think I'll go with the chalk that Vegas has. I'll go Dodgers, D-backs, Padres, Giants, Rockies.
Okay. All right. Nevada?
Yeah, I think come on, here we go. I think the Giants are better than last year. I have concerns about Verlander. He's what does it say here? Yeah, he'll be 42 this year, and he made 17 starts last year and had an ERA of about 5.5. And you don't want that in a place like San Francisco where runs can be a premium. Logan Webb still kind of listed as their ace, which is fine. Robbie Ray, who I'll always say Nick took him deep, even though Nick will vehemently deny that. Whatever. It's a good
Devil's in the details. We don't.
Yeah. The lineup as far as for offense, outside of the ghost of Chapman and Willie Adames, I think it leaves a lot to be desired. So I'm curious how that's going to play out with their offense, or if they're going to be kind of one of those grinded out teams where it's 3-2 sort of thing. So I got them. Let's see, they're at 80.5. I'll probably have them under on 80. I will say, not that I know him, but I worked with a guy, and his nephew is currently in the Giant system, Sam Huff, as a catcher. So it'd be kind of cool if he gets up there. But yeah, I don't think they'll be able to compete. Certainly with the Dodgers. I don't think with the D-backs and the Padres. I don't know. We'll see with the Padres. They could be hot and be contending, or they could kind of fall apart and start selling everything off. But I think I heard it sounds like, yeah, I'm with Jermaine. I got chalk for the division: Dodgers, D-bags, Padres, Giants, and the other team.
All right. So, moving into the last team here of the NL West, last year's fifth place finisher. What would you call it? A partial podcast team? Anyway, the Colorado Rockies plus 50,000 to win the World Series, plus 25,000 to win the NL West, plus 3,000 to make the playoffs, and their line is 58.5.
Look, I'm gonna be nice for Nevada. I'll let him go through the free agencies after, but they're going over.
Woohoo!
Did they not have any free agents?
Yeah, notable, quote unquote. They re-signed, I think he was third string catcher. He was sometimes backup. Jacob Stallings, Kyle Farmer, Tyro Estrada, who is our notable free agent. I think he's 36, 37, something like that.
Young man.
Yeah. And pitcher Scott Alexander. Notable subtractions. I can't say they're notable. Cal Quantrill, who I remember when we signed him last year, Nick was excited and thought he could be something, and he was dog shit. And Brendan Rodgers, who is our third overall pick in like 2017, 2018, was supposed to be kind of that next wave of infielders, and he's been plagued by the injury bug and no bueno as well. So that's a bad combo to have.
Glowing report. You have
That's-
a pitcher that you're probably going to call up this year, though, right?
Yeah, so Chase Dollinger has, in terms of Rockies pitchers, has been lights out for spring training. Even by big league standards, he's had a really good spring training. The problem is Bud Black does not like young players and rookies, particularly pitchers, because
still
he was
the
a pitching
manager?
coach. I would think he'll get called up. I just don't know when. I bring it up every year. I mean, I could go through their roster over and over again of guys that should have been brought up before they or they passed over. Most notably that I can think of recent is Michael Toglia, who's now the first baseman. He should have been called up a couple years ago. I think he left for a year and came back, and now he's starting. But yeah, Chase Dollinger, right now he projects as a really good pitcher. But anybody that's remotely followed the Rockies knows how good we are about developing pitchers. So there's thought that maybe he'll get called up mid-season. I don't know. Most of the call-ups I see are when we're 30 games out, and it's September, maybe late August at the best. So, I mean, we'll see. Why do you not bring him up and let him pitch?
Exactly.
I know there's the whole thought of, pitchers are fragile. You don't want to destroy their mentality, stuff like that. Like, what do you have to do if you're Bud Black? Hey, listen, we're a dog shit team. I'm not expecting you to win games for us. I'm not expecting you to drag us to the playoffs. Just pitch and develop. Kyle Freeland's starter. He just keeps kicking around because he's a local kid. Herman Marquez, arguably the best pitcher we have. I would say he's trade bait, but we don't trade people in season. We hang on to them until they're past their prime, then sign them to longer deals, or we pay someone to take them off of our hands. We've got decent closers. Tyler Kinley's currently listed as the number one closer. There's a lot of promise, maybe not promise, but a lot of hope that Seth Halverson will be the true closer. And there's people around the league who think he could be the best closer in the game shortly. So again, another guy. Hey, trade bait, right? Let's stock the cabinets as much as you can, because there's nothing exciting about this team. They're probably not going to trade him. Fair enough. Ezekiel Tovar, awesome on defense. He strikes out way too much for an infielder. He's not a power guy, so he's not, a Chris Davis type where it's home run or bust. He doesn't really hit home runs. He's probably like a 20, 25 home run kind of guy. So he needs to significantly reduce his strikeouts. But as a shortstop, if I'm not mistaken, he won Gold Glove last year as a shortstop in the NL.
He flashes.
So he's got the defense. He flashes the glove a lot. Nolan Jones. I always get these two mixed up. Nolan Jones, really good power outfielder hitter. Not the best defender. Brenton Doyle, arguably the best center fielder in the game. Absolute howitzer for an arm. I think last year he threw someone out. Was it at home or third base? And he was about 2 steps in from the warning track. And did he one hop it or was it a straight bullet? Regardless, he's got a cannon on his arm. So if you could combine Nolan Jones's offense with Brenton Doyle's defense, you'd be talking about, an MVP type candidate. But they're two sides of the same coin. One's got offense, one ain't got defense. One's got defense, one ain't got offense.
Brent Doyle hit for 260 last year with 23 home runs.
Yeah, I mean that, but he should profile as a power guy, so he should be hitting closer to 300 and probably 30, 35 home runs. Nolan Jones, I know he did pretty well, especially the year prior. They don't have a lot in terms of outfielders, whether it's called up now. There's a couple in Zach Veen, prospect, really young. He's, if I'm not mistaken, he came out of high school, so he's probably 20, 21 at this point. He's another guy where he might get called up, but it's probably going to be in September when it means absolutely jack shit. Charlie Condon, who, if I'm not mistaken, he was third baseman from Georgia a couple drafts ago, or last draft. He was argued, and depending on which person you listen to, as the best prospect in the draft, and should have gone number one, but different strokes for different folks. He ended up falling to us. He's got an injury right now, arm injury. I can't remember, shoulder, elbow, something like that, like a strain or something. So he won't be up for a while, if he even comes up this year. But at least we got Chris Bryant.
Designated hitter, baby.
He has been here for, he's going into his third year, if I'm not mistaken. He has yet to play 162 games for the team in 2 years. And I don't know if you guys saw it. The first day that the hitters reported to spring training and they're starting to get some action from pitchers and catchers, very first pitch, plunk, takes one right into the side there, out. So there's people that are like, well, Chris Bryant's our best offensive option. If he's our best offensive option, we are in a heap. This big steaming pile of shit trouble.
He's hitting 130 in spring training.
Oh my god! I
So
can hit 130.
If that's supposed to be our offense, he's probably hitting more in a batting average than he's played games for us, and that's not a joke.
Crazy, dude.
So he's been with you guys for 3 years.
Is this year 3?
This is year 4.
Year 4. Oh, even better.
So he had 42 games with you in 2022.
Uh-huh.
He had 80 games with you in 2023.
Uh-huh.
And he had 37 games for you last year.
Uh-huh. So that's
139 games.
122 plus 37, 159.
It hasn't even
159
played.
games.
I thought you
In
said
3 years.
Oh, it was 42 the first season, not 22.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
In 30 games. Or, I'm sorry, 3 seasons. In those 3 seasons, he has a grand total of 17 home runs.
It's pretty good, dude. 17 home runs in 159 games. You'll take that.
He has Let's see, 110. He's got about 140 strikeouts in those 3 years.
What if he comes out this year and just never mind? He's batting 130 in spring training.
Like, there's nothing. You can't move him. You sure as hell can't trade him unless Monfort, in his infinite stupidity, decides to hold on to his contract and give him away for league minimum or whatever. Ain't nobody picking up that contract. You can't do anything with it. The Rockies are notorious for overplaying either players that don't deserve it or are way past their prime.
Holy shit! 7 years, 182 million.
And if you guys remember, I think it was last year. It might have been the year before, where that story came out in spring training, where Chris Bryant told the press that he didn't really look into the Rockies. They just came to him and said, "Hey, here's 7 by what did you say, Jermaine? 140?
182.
Oh, cool, 182." They said, "Hey, here's 7 for 182," and he said, "Okay, yeah." Because he didn't get offered anything else significant from any other teams. He tried to visit teams. Nobody was that excited. And then we come bumping up like so excited. Hey, Chris, 7 for 182. And he's like, yeah. And then he's basically having buyer's remorse where he's like, yeah, I didn't really look into the Rockies before I signed. I just got flashed this contract and said, yeah, I'll do it.
Bad business manager, dude.
You got 4 years left at 27 mil a pop.
That's rough.
It's ridiculous. It's a joke of a franchise. It'll never change until Monfort either gives up ownership, dies, and his kid takes a little bit more ownership into the team, or by some miraculous epiphany, he decides to hire true baseball people outside of his own circle. Because if there's one thing that he is very good at, Monfort, is he is loyal. If there's one thing that is a massive downside to Monfort, it is that he is loyal. He has placed people into big positions within the organization that have never coached or managed baseball. They are his friends and his buddies that have just come up in the ranks with him. It's a joke of a franchise. Yeah, 58.5 wins. I'd like to say under, and they very well might, but they're the Rockies and they're perpetually 64-98. So I'm taking the over. But they should be under.
Nice.
All right, Nevada, tell us how you really feel.
The summer sucks. Like, there's nothing I can't watch baseball because the Rockies suck and the Dodgers are just getting thrown down America's throat. Like, I don't want to watch it. I don't.
I won't be watching very much baseball this year, if I'm being honest.
And NASCAR and F1 are only on the weekends. Sucks.
It's time to be a soccer fan, bro.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to that either. Maybe I'll pick up bowling or darts or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is disgruntled.
Oh, wow. I mean, he did hit us.
It's another year of suck. Same story, same shit story, same or new year. Never changes.
He hit us with a 30-minute rant about the Rockies. There's not much to talk about. He still hit us with 30 minutes.
Yeah. I bloviated for 30 minutes. You guys learned nothing other than that the Rockies are a pile of flaming garbage.
All right. You got your exact order in, Nevada? You went chalk as well?
Yeah, I think I gave it to him.
Yeah. You went chalk as well.
That being said, I did put a couple bucks on the Rockies to win the World Series. That's what I do every year.
One day, buddy.
I'm putting a couple bucks on the Dodgers to win a World Series.
Yeah, minus.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's plus 300. That's not a bad dude. Put like I don't know, 15, 20,000 on it. That'll pay good.
You guys got anything else with the 10s and 10s?
No, go Birds.
Hopefully
Thank
the
you.
Dodgers get lost on their flight home from Japan.
Just in the Pacific somewhere, just a bunch of dead Dodger players.
Could you imagine the amount of resources that would be put into finding that plane?
My mind would immediately go to conspiracy theory. These owners don't want to pay these contracts. They
The
won a World
owners-
Series. Now they want to get out of the contracts.
See, I'm not saying that they crash and they all die. Like, I'm fine with them being on like an episode of Lost or something where, you know, they're missing for 18 months or something, but maybe they're found and all of a sudden their mental status is just all skewed so they can never come back and play baseball. That'd be fine. That's fine.
You're a better man than me because if we were talking about the Cowboys, I'd let them drown.
Well, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Podcast Room 303. I've been your host, Jermaine Clemendes. This is my co-host. As always, we have with us the executive producers, the EPE, and Nutty Putty. We'll see you next time when you come on down and step into the room.